Hello everyone, this is Justin. Welcome back for more Destiny. It is Friday, May 5th, and it is another wonderful Zur day. So we're going to check out what Zur is selling, and I'm going to update you on where I'm at when it comes to armor sets, and we're going to take a look at the Vault of Glass weapons since we have yet to do that. So right off the bat, we got our Warlock who got the chest piece this past week from the Vault of Glass. So I'm still missing the gauntlets and the boots, and that is the ornament for the Vault of Glass. So it looks pretty sweet. I'm enjoying running around with that. Then we have our Hunter who got the gauntlets, and that is with the ornament. So we're missing the chest piece and the boots from that. And Titan is only missing the gauntlets, and sadly we didn't get it this week, but we got the ornaments on the boots and the class items, so she's very close to being done. Sadly I did not get the time glass shader, so hopefully my extra runs that I'm planning on doing will, drop that for me. I also did some extra critter runs this week since I didn't get crap last week, which I managed to... I got the boots for the Warlock. I actually got the complete set for the Hunter, so all the pieces dropped, so that's completely done. And the chest piece dropped for my Titan. However, we'll save that stuff for when Crota comes back around, so in that way I'll have the ornaments to, make it all look fancy. So let's go check out what Zur is selling. Alright, so here we're at the tower, and let's go check out Zur's inventory. I can see, I'm loving that chest piece for the Warlock. Alright, so he's by the Vanguard this week, so let's see. Okay, so right off the bat, Legacy Engram for the Heavy only drops your one weapon, so if you're missing anything, you can fill out your blueprints. Otherwise, don't waste your money on it. You have the Twilight Garrison for the Titan. This is a pretty amazing exotic. Tactical air support, press B and B while airborne to evade. So if you've ever seen anyone, being able to air dodge, this is the exotic for that. It is awesome. It is a lot of fun. It works great for PvE and PvP. It also has heavy ammo. So carry more ammo for heavy weapons. This will increase your heavy ammo. So Super Scimitar will go up to 12. Gjallarhorn will go up to 7. So this is actually a really good exotic right now for the raid. So you can get that extra Gjallarhorn and Super Scimitar shots. And then we got the Don't Touch Me's, the Hunter Gauntlets, so defensive reflex, taking damage from melee attack makes you briefly invisible. This was really good during year 1 Crota, because people were able to hit Crota with the sword, drop the sword. No, this is taking damage from melee attack. Never mind. Wrong perk. Wrong thing. So basically, for any reason you get hit with a melee attack, say from Thrall, you will go invisible. So, for instance, if you're doing the Abyss part of Crota, where you're dealing with a shit ton of Thrall, every time well, not every time, but when you get hit, you'll go invisible, and will give you a little bit of breathing room. So, it's a good exotic, but I think there's better Hunter ones, like Bones of AO. And you got the Void Fang vestments for the Warlock. So spawn will full grenade energy, and Axion Bolt grenades spawn additional seekers. So if you're a fan of using Voidwalker, especially in the Crucible, you will spawn with full grenade energy and get an additional seeker grenade for the Axion Bolt, which Axion Bolts are pretty awesome for Voidwalkers. PvE, I think there's better options for PvE when it comes to that. Alright, so the Mida Multi-Tool. So exotic scout rifle. It's got, of course, it's kinetic damage, third eye, so your radar stays active while aiming down sights for this weapon. So you constant third eye. And then Might of Multi-Tool. This weapon boosts move speed and fires on a hair trigger. So when you have the weapon equipped and even aiming down the sights, it boosts your speed and it shoots pretty fast. This weapon is amazing for the Crucible. It is definitely usable for PvE, but right now, like, heavy is pretty much taking up the exotic slot, so probably not the best solution right now, but it's still an incredible scout rifle. So I would definitely pick this up. Alright, let's see our weapon bundles here. Monte Carlo and Royal Flush, which, of course, I broke that out. Got Royal Flush. Yeah, so there's Royal Flush. It is a gold and black color scheme. So hip fire, this weapon has bonus accuracy while firing from the hip. And then the Monte Carlo method, dealing damage to the weapon reduces your melee cooldown and grants a chance to fully charge your melee ability with each kill. It is actually a good auto rifle. I've used it in the Crucible and it works really well. Back when you had to do like the mountaintop quests for the Year 2 triumphs, I used this for the auto rifle part of that quest, and it works really well. It actually is very helpful for those Challenge of Elders that have melee bonus kills, so you can constantly get your melee back and get those extra bonus points. So it's a good auto rifle. And then the ornament is really cool. So if you have the extra silver dust and strange coins, you can pick that up. And then Zalo is, I'm pretty sure Zalo is here a couple weeks ago. But if you have forgotten, Zalo Supercell Arc Projectile's chance to chain lightning with enemies are close together. Has persistence. This weapon grows more accurate the longer it's fired. And then bolts from the blue, double kills with this weapon charge a small amount of super energy and return ammo to the magazine. This auto rifle is amazing. Not so much for PvP, but definitely for PvE when you're dealing with mobs of enemies or any Nightfall or Strike with like Arc Burn and small arms. This thing is incredible. Like Traversing the Abyss in Crota, which I guess that would be the second time I talked about that today. So you're chaining lightning between all the thrall, and you're getting super and ammo back in the magazine. So I think the next time I run Crota, I think I'm going to try this out. I've seen a lot of people do it, but I haven't. Always try to have like an exotic sword with me, but I think I'm going to bring that with me next time. So all three weapons are really good this week. And then, of course, you have Glass Needles. If you want to reroll any exotic armor pieces, or even these three, you can do that. Got 3 of coins again for an exotic engram chance for any ultra kill. Reminder that all the raid bosses now have a chance of dropping exotic. Heavy ammo sense if you need more for the raid, which I'm going to do that real quick. Because you can never have enough heavy ammo. Besides, there's nothing else I really need to buy with strange coins anyway, so once I'm done all the raids, I'm just going to cash this stuff in towards like faction packages and everything. So you got the plasma drive and the void drive, so if you need to upgrade any sparrows to fill out your book, you can do that. And of course, exotic shards and motes of light. So that's it for Xur. We're going to go out in the field and take a look at these exotics and talk about those Vault of Glass weapons. Alright, so here we are on the Rocky Yard. Let's take a look at these weapons. So Zalo Supercell, which I'm pretty sure we talked about already. But you see the stability is great. So we get some enemies. You see the chain lightning. He's pretty freaking cool. So it is quite possibly the best exotic primary when it comes to having the actual burn. yeah, I would even say over Fatebringer because this thing is just putting in that work. So, but we talked about this one before. So let's move on to the Monte Carlo. Again, this is also good. Auto rifle. And it's actually pretty damn good for the PvP. So hip fire is great on it. Let's see if we get these melee going. Got melee. Oh, it was terrible. And increases that recharge rate for your melee, so you can use it more frequently. So, like I said, great for PvP. Not so much for PvE, unless it is like a melee bonus week in Challenge of Elders. At that point, I would whip this out and put in that work with your melee attacks. And then we have the oh so godly mighty multi-tool, which it is so good if I can shoot. It is great. It is, I'm gonna say great. It is fantastic for PvE or PvP. Sorry, PvP. It is fantastic for PvP. It is also good for PvE, but like I said, like there's going to be other exotics you want to use right now. Like the only time I really used Mida was when I was like soloing Crota's End, trying to get my Crux, and then doing Flawless Raider. Because you get that extra boost agility, and then you can make that jump in the abyss. By the second lamp, you can climb on the rock and then kind of just blink jump up to the next level, and then the thrall would have no idea where you are, so you can basically walk almost peacefully. There's like a night or there's like one night you have to deal with, but it is the feel good scout rifle. It is like, I wish all weapons felt this good. This thing is, like I said, it is godly. It is so good. I think I have like scout rifle reload, so it's not like the normal reload. But you can definitely tell that I have like a burst in speed when I have it equipped and go aiming down the sight. So, all right, so let's talk Vault, which I have 2 weapons equipped right now, but we'll start with the heavy, of course, and work our way. So we have Hezen's Vengeance, which I never had in year 1, so this is the first time I've ever used it. So we got Oracle Disruptor. I'm pretty sure all Vault of Glass does bonus damage for Oracles, which you want to use Vault of Glass weapons in the Vault of Glass, because killing Oracles quick is a must, especially during the Atheon encounter. Tripod, this launcher's tube can hold 3 shells, which is great, having 3 rockets in the tube. And Merv Mini, rockets fired from this weapon split into several smaller shells upon detonating. So it's basically cluster bombs. Now, the thing with Hezen's Vengeance is, well, yes, it has 3 in the tube, and cluster bombs are great. There's so many better rocket launchers out there. Gallahorn is better. Hunger Crota is better. There's better options, because it doesn't have tracking on it, so you gotta be pretty good at aiming. And I think, is the blast radius alright? Yeah, I mean, all this, the stats are great. It's just the lack of tracking doesn't make it a viable option. However, since the new strats for Axis has come to light in the past couple weeks, it is actually good for Axis because of the cluster bombs. So if you do not have a Dark Drinker, which I still recommend you getting one, but if that is not an option for you, and you have a Hesden's Vengeance, then this will work great on Axis. Otherwise, there are better solar rocket launchers, and there's just better solar rocket launchers. So even if it's a solar burn, you can still use Hunger Crota or Gallahorn. So now let's move on to Corrective Measure, which is so good. Most of the Vault weapons are really good. Like these weapons were one of the reasons why the Taken King left like all these weapons behind. So again, Oracle Disruptor. It has persistence. This weapon grows more accurate the longer it's fired, which is amazing for heavy machine guns. And surplus, expect to find more ammo for this weapon, increase carried ammo capacity. So this is quite possibly the best legendary heavy machine gun. Because of the accuracy. Stability's not too bad to deal with. Oh, enemies moving against each other. This could be bad. This could be bad for me. And you're going to more likely find heavy ammo while using this, so. Oh, well, guess not right now. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Let's find somewhere else. So, Corrective Measure is amazing. It is my go-to heavy machine gun when I'm using an exotic in a different slot. So, for instance, Golgoroth, I'm going to have Black Spindle, and then I'm going to have Corrected Measure as my heavy. So, it is good for PvE and PvP, so get that Corrective Measure. So now, let's move on to special weapons. We have Praetorian's Foil, which for a reason was like super rare year one, but I had one, so I don't know. Oracle Disruptor, of course. Glass half full, bottom half of each magazine causes additional damage, and reactive reload. Reloading this weapon after a kill grants a damage bonus for a short time. Now, I don't know a lot about fusion rifles since I kind of don't really use them anymore. Not to say, and it's not like a quality thing, it's just, I don't know, shotguns are fun, sniper rifles are very important, and I've been dabbling with sidearms in the Crucible as of late, but this is a fun fusion rifle, and the ammo is small, so you're already gonna be hitting that glass half full fairly quickly for the extra damage. And then reactive reload. That looks like it has pretty decent window. Yeah, so the reactive reload has actually a pretty decent window. Unlike the stupid Wrath Machine hand cannon. Well, it's not stupid, just the reactive reload on it is stupid. So, but no, this is an awesome fusion rifle. I would use this in PvP if I did use fusion rifles. And if you don't really want to use shotgun or sniper rifle in PvE, then break out that Praetorian's Foil. So then we got Found Verdict, which again is a godly weapon. So Oracles, we get it. Full auto, so you can just hold down the trigger and fire, which full auto on shotguns is great because you have a faster firing rate that way. And then final round, the last round, the magazine deals bonus damage. This shotgun is amazing. Probably, I mean, it's still usable in the Crucible, but you want, Matadors and Party Crashers and Conspiracy Theory for that range and impact. But just being able to just hold the button down and just do that. Oh, he's mad. He's mad at me right now. Like, full auto in PvE is amazing because you're going to stagger, you're going to put in that damage. It is awesome. Bam. Now, this has pretty much became my go-to shotgun for raids now. Because it melts. Ooh, God. Like, in the Vault of Glass, it melts Minotaurs and Oracles for Crota's End. It kills majors super quick. You don't really use a shotgun in King's Fall that much. Wrath Machine, no, still no shotgun. I'm more likely to use the sword, so. You still living? So, but. Again, this is an amazing weapon you can grab from the Vault of Glass, so. Pray for that found verdict drop. And then another special weapon you want to get is Praetor's Revenge, the sniper rifle. Oracles, sure. Firefly precision kills this weapon, cause target to explode, and Feeding Frenzy this weapon increased reload speed for a short time. So yeah, Firefly and Feeding Frenzy. So this thing has like a stupid reload speed. Let me see if I can. Look at that. This thing is amazing. This is my go-to. This is my go-to sniper rifle in like year 1 for Void. Like I use this shit on Skull Lost. Yeah, it doesn't have the high impact, but it is still ridiculously good. So you want to pick this. Like all the 3 special weapons you want to. Oh god, it's taken. All 3 special weapons are must-haves. That was terrible. Ignore that. Ignore that one too. Trying to talk, be entertaining, and shoot at the same time, so please bear it with me. I am better with a sniper rifle than what it seems. But that's really all I can say about it. It's all 3 special weapons are must-haves, so definitely scoop them up. Which I think all 3 of them drop from the Templar? Maybe? Might be able to get found verdict later on in the raid, I think. But alright, so let's talk primaries. So we'll just work our way here. So Praetor's Timepiece is arc pulse rifle. So same burn as the Oversoul from Crota. So we got the Oracle buff. We got Head Seeker, body shots with his weapon increase precision damage for a short time, and Secret Round, missing shot from his weapon burst will fire a 4th shot. This is a solid pulse rifle. I wouldn't call it amazing. Like Steel Medulla is amazing. But it's kind of in the same boat as Oversoul, so it's not incredible in any particular like field or stat. But it is a solid pulse rifle and is fun to use and like nothing else. So it is a solid weapon to have. Alright, and then let's I'll kill a couple more enemies real quick so you can just see it. Like Head Seeker is a perk that you want to have on pulse rifles. I think Head Seeker is really good. So it's on there. It's just the other perk is just alright. Come on, Cap. Come on! Alright, so we got a little bit of breathing room here. Let's move on to, I think, Atheon's Epilogue. Now, both Praetor Timepiece and Atheon's Epilogue I did not have in year 1, so this is like really the first time that I got to use these weapons. So, Oracle, of course, Persistence, the weapon grows more accurate the longer it is fired, which is great for auto rifles. And then, of course, Glass half full, the bottom half of them, each magazine causes additional damage. Now, year 1, when I didn't have Atheon's Epilogue, everybody talked about how great it was. And it was, and it had Void on it. And it was like the only primary that had Void. Besides the Word of Crota, which came out in when the Dark Below dropped on us. And it's still a great auto rifle. It's not better than the Genesis Chain, which I think is the best auto rifle primary from the raids, but I would definitely put this at second because King's Fall 1 is garbage. Abyss Defiant is good, but I think this kind of... I think it edges it out. I don't know. I'm constantly going back and forth between this and like Abyss Defiant. Like, both of them are great auto rifles and they're a lot of fun. I use Atheon's Epilogue for the actual Atheon encounter, but I use the legendary one, of course, because you want to use vault weapons on oracles, and Atheon Epilogue is the best weapon for oracles. Because the longer an oracle is alive, the more health it has. So when you use a weapon with a fast firing rate like, oh, I don't know, Atheon's Epilogue, you're taking down those oracles super fast. So when it comes to dealing with the Oracle encounter and Atheon and the Vault of Glass, for me, this is the go-to weapon. If you have this as an option. It's not the best for dealing with Supplicants, or probably for Atheon, but for the Oracles, use Atheon's Epilogue. In my opinion, use this weapon. Alright, now we're going to move on to the two of the... How do I want to put these? The two... Well, I already said godly, so... Well... I mean, they're in that class. Well, Fatebringer, maybe not so much anymore, but I'll explain why. So, Fatebringer, which was a god weapon in year 1. It is, from when it came to PvE, it was incredible. So it has Firefly precision kills with this weapon, cause the target to explode. Has Outlaw precision kills with this weapon, dramatically increase reload speed. And I don't normally talk about this, but it also has explosive rounds, so payload explodes on impact, dealing a portion of weapons damage in the area. This thing in year 1 is, like I said, it's godly. Let's get some enemies here to show you. So not only feels really good to use, but Firefly and Outlaw are amazing perks to have for a lot of weapons, but especially on Fatebringer. And along with those explosive rounds, yeah, this thing is like the best primary. However, thanks to all the changes in Destiny over the years, hand cannons have like increased damage fall off, the farther you are from enemies. So what was once our Lord and Savior Fatebringer really needs, I think it's something with a range perk. I think is it rangefinder or rifle? I think it's rifle barrel. I think rifle barrel is what you want on it, because the damage fall off on this is pretty bad. Like, no, that works, but I'm dealing with like low level enemies here, so this might not be the best way to show it off. But trust me, it's just, in year 1, you can like snipe somebody with this gun and they're gonna die. Now it's sad. I mean, it's not a terrible weapon by any means, but if you played and used Fatebringer in year 1 and now you're using this one, you're gonna be a little upset. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna break your heart. But I still love Fatebringer. I still use it. I started using it. I got the legendary one in the Vault of Glass this past week, so I've been using that, and it still puts in that work for like oracles and the conflux parts and everything. So it's still awesome. And most of that stuff is like, no, actually I take that back for oracles. I don't use Fatebringer for oracles. I use it for from the beginning of the raid till the oracles. I use Fatebringer. So most of that stuff is like close encounters, so the damage fall off isn't that bad. but I don't use it for oracles because there's hobgoblin snipers, and this thing is not going to do shit. So, but even with the negative things I said about Fatebringer, it is still an incredible weapon. You definitely want this. You want to grab that exotic one, and you definitely want that legendary one. Because, like, having it around is better than not having it around. I am so happy that I managed to get both. I hope to get a legendary Vision of Confluence, because that weapon is pretty badass, too. Which we will talk about right now. So because of those nerfs to hand cannons, Vision and Confluence is now the best weapon from the raid when it comes to primaries. So Oracles, of course, it has full auto, so you can just hold the trigger down and fire it at will. Full auto is not amazing for scout rifles because it doesn't really change the firing rate, but it's still awesome to have. And then Zen Moment, causing damage to this weapon, increases its stability. This thing is amazing. This basically is a sniper rifle in a scout rifle form. It feels really good. Stability is good. It puts in a lot of damage. This is what I use now for like the Oracle encounter in the Vault of Glass, because not only can it kill Oracles fairly quickly, it will actually take care of those hobgoblins that are on the outskirts and sniping at you. And it also does great damage to the Minotaurs as well. So this is like, if you only can get one Vault of Glass weapon, I would say get Vision of Confluence. But everything in the Vault of Glass is pretty awesome. Like, the only thing is like bad would be Hezen's Vengeance. But now with access, you know, being like susceptible to cluster bombs, thanks to, I think it was somebody on Reddit that figured that out. So Hezen's Vengeance isn't like complete trash anymore. So Vault of Glass is a good place to farm those weapons. Well, after the reset, of course. So this is the raid to collect all those weapons. And they were amazing in year 1, and they're still amazing in year 3. So Vault of Glass is where you want to be, and I would say grab all of them. Go for it. Just collect everything. Just get everything. Now, the biggest heartbreaker from the vault is the Vex Mytho class. This weapon was also godly in year 1, but not so much in year 3. Now, how to get the Vex? It's a RNG drop from Atheon, so if you beat Atheon and it drops, you get it, of course. If he doesn't, then you have to try again with another character or wait another week. So there's no quest line tied to it. You just have to be lucky with Atheon. Now, this is a fusion rifle in your primary slot, which sounds awesome, and it was awesome, but see. So we got Timeless Mytho class. This weapon has no charge time. It fires a single bolt with each trigger pull, so you're basically using a fusion rifle with no charge up time. Zen Moment, causing damage to this weapon, increases its stability. And then Crowd Control, kills this weapon, grant bonus damage for a short time. So it sounds like it has amazing perks on it. Problem is, the range is gone. Or I just see it just starts, as it gets, the shots go farther out. It's just all over the place, and the stability is also all over the place for this thing. It's not like it used to be. It's fun to use when, you know, PvE and stuff like that, and if you're trying to get those fusion rifle bounties for the Crucible, you can use this, because this is going to be your primary. But it's nothing like it used to be. It is nothing like it used to be, and that's really, really sad. And I do mean that, like, it's more so than Fatebringer. Fatebringer is still pretty usable, but Vex, even if it's like a solar burn, I wouldn't even pull it out. I wouldn't whip this weapon out for anything right now. Just for fun. But I wouldn't use it in a strike. I wouldn't use it like anywhere. And that's like That is depressing. That is really depressing. So, but that's it for all the vault weapons. I covered all of them. So I'm only missing like Vision and Confluence, and I think I have Praise Timepiece, or no, it's an Oversoul. I don't know. I'm only missing like 1 or 2 legendary primaries, but like I said in previous videos, I'm not really hunting for them. So if they don't drop before I get all my armor pieces, then I am not gonna worry about it. So, but that's pretty much it for this loot video. Next week is King's Fall. So of course we're gonna be hunting those those armor pieces and hopefully decking out in all ornaments. So, because there's a total of 10 ornaments next week. So if you do run it 3 times, you get a lot of ornaments. So hopefully one of my characters can be have a full set. Let's see. My Warlock is going to be tough because I'm missing the gauntlets and the boots, and then they only drop from the War Priest, and then I need the chest piece from Gogoroth. So if I use Knuckle Azeo, I have a chance, but it's going to be tough. Hunter has a good chance because I need the helmet, gauntlets, and chest, so that's all 3 raid bosses. So I have if I'm really lucky, I can get all 3 from that. And then Titan's actually in the same spot with just War Priest and Gogoroth. So maybe I can have a full raid set for one of those next week and then have it completely decked out in ornaments. So it's going to depend on how lucky I am. When it comes to the loot video next Friday, since we already talked about King's Fall, I'm basically only going to focus on raid weapons that I didn't show off, which I'm missing the shotgun. I'm missing the heavy machine gun and the rocket launcher. So if I happen to get any of those, I'll talk about them a little bit. If not, then I may only focus on the Touch of Malice, because I didn't talk about that. I don't think I did when I did the loot video for King's Fall week. So I will bring that out in the field and talk about it. And show it off and say which scenarios are great for it, which honestly it's only like 1, but we shall see. And I also think I didn't do Outbreak Prime for Wrath Machine when I did that week, so I'll probably break out Outbreak Prime on Wrath week as well. So, but that's pretty much it for this video. So I'll be back next week with another reset video. There'll be a King's Fall video, which may not be the complete raid. I'm probably going to be working. I'm going to be probably looking for War Priest checkpoints because the beginning part's just way too long and you really don't get anything for it. So, and then Friday I will do Xur and talk about Touch of Malice and any other raid weapons that I haven't touched upon yet. So, and that's basically it. So, thank you guys for watching. I am Justin from the Digital Bench. Please like and subscribe our channel if you haven't done it yet. I'm always down to talk about Destiny, so if you want to talk about Destiny in the comments, I usually check it like once a day. I'm checking it more frequently as time goes on, so I'm happy to talk about Destiny with you. If you haven't already, please like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. We're going to start taking Twitter questions before our podcast, which we'll announce the podcast date soon. We haven't picked out which day it is this week. We do one a month. So we will give you guys like a day's notice. Well, we'll announce when the podcast is, and then we'll have we'll open up for Twitter questions like the day before, so we can answer them on our podcast the following day. And then our Twitch channel is starting to come together, so please check us out there. And at some point, I'll be on there as well, so we can talk about Destiny in chat and check me out playing Destiny and various other games. So, but that's it. So I will catch you guys next week.